Hey guys, welcome back. This is Force of StarCraft 2 Strategy, your #1 location for step-by-step strategy and tutorial videos. Today we're going to be looking at our first installment of the StarCraft 2 Strategy Community Spotlight. Basically what this is we're going to be taking videos sent to us by the StarCraft 2 community, which is you guys, and showcasing good strategies or innovative strategies that players haven't seen, or basically things that we want to show to the community. So if you have a strategy that you would like featured in the StarCraft 2 Community Spotlight, please do go ahead and send us your video with a quick little synopsis of your strategy, how it works, why you do it, etc. Nothing too long, only needs to be about a paragraph. We can get the gist of it just by watching the video. So today we're going to be looking at Goht. It's a strategy by Goht. It's going to be it's basically his Thor rush. We're looking at Goht's Thor rush. This is going to be a Terran versus Zerg strategy. It's basically going to entail getting out Thors as quickly as possible. Simple as that, huh? So we're going to be starting off pretty standard here with that 10 supply depot, and that's going to be followed up with a 12 barracks. So barracks being dropped right now. Should be training this SCV in any moment now. I believe that he will train it. I believe in you, Goht. I believe an SCV is coming sometime soon. An SCV will be coming at some point. Just a quick note here too. I just want to point out a few things. I'm going to make amendments or basically just suggestions for you guys when trying new strategies. And if you send me a replay and you want me to give you a suggestion on things you can do different or ways you can refine it or make it better, I will. For one, definitely want to make sure that you keep training those SCVs early in the game, because getting those extra SCVs is going to allow you to get the minerals faster to start building the buildings that you need. So for example, just back there when we had that 10 supply depot, you could have been building an SCV and also put your barracks down right there, and you basically just want to keep up that SCV production. Good job here getting that orbital command. I usually get my orbital command around 14 or 15 supply as well. Spending any extra minerals on Marines, that's going to help early game defenses against any Zerglings, so that's obviously really good there. Something to note here, if you can see, there's only 2 workers here coming out of this refinery. And now how you can tell basically is when you do have 3 workers fully saturating a refinery, it's going to work so that the second one worker goes in, another will come out. So you see this worker comes in and nothing comes out. That one comes in and that first one comes out, but he comes back in and nothing comes out. When it's fully saturated, there will always be a worker leaving the refinery as soon as one enters in. There'll be no delay. So for example, looking right here, as you can see, there is always one leaving as soon as another one comes in. And that's how you can tell if you're fully saturated or not. Again, it's 3 workers per refinery. So taking a look back at the build order for Goht's Thor rush, again, we started off with that 10 supply depot followed by that barracks, creating another supply depot to create that block off. Very important versus Zerg players to stop Lings from running into your base early on. As soon as we get our first 100 Vespian, that's when we're going to be dropping our factory. So that's obviously a good play. You're going to need a factory to get those Thors out clearly. Now here you can see why getting those Marines were beneficial, because a Zerg opponent did push out with some Zerglings, and he was unable to break through because of this wall off with these Marines. So very good there. Now as soon as this factory comes down, what you're going to see is we're going to be getting an armory. Again, still lacking on the SCV production. I would suggest constantly producing SCVs. Another thing to note here for our friend Goht is that you want to make sure you hotkey your buildings. It's going to be very beneficial to you in the long run. That's a big part of what macroing is, having your buildings hotkeyed so that you can not have to click on the map and then click on the command center and then hit S for your SCV. If you have your command center hotkeyed to, say, the number 4, which I'll go over this, I'm not sure if I've done much before, but to hotkey, you hold down the control key and then you push the number you want the building hotkeyed to, or the unit. So for example, I use all my units, I hotkey them to 1, 2, and 3. And there you go, we did finally see a hotkey. Goht's hotkeying his factories. His factories are hotkeyed to 1 right now. But you do want to hotkey your orbital command or your command center so that you can constantly be producing SCVs. It's going to keep your mineral count really high. And then you also, of course, want to hotkey your units for combat. So yeah, I mean, taking a look here, we do have our factory out. We're building our first Thor. We started building a second factory, and we're also going to be attaching a tech lab to that. Good job of keeping up on the supply depots, making sure that we don't get supply capped. That's very, very scary. It's something you don't want to happen. And basically what we're going to be doing here is with our excess minerals, we're going to continue building Marines, and then using all of our Vespian to pump out these Thors. Again, Thors do cost 200 Vespian. They're very, very Vespian intensive. Again, that quick note of making sure your refineries are fully saturated so you can get those Vespian as quickly as possible. And that's going to help you push out those Thors really quickly. So we get some more Marines coming. Now at this point, if you take a look here, we're sitting on a lot of extra minerals. You don't really want to ever be in that position, and so a suggestion would be, as you can see, there's a ton of Marines queued up right here. Only one Marine's building at a time, of course, unless there's a reactor on. Only one Marine building at a time. So instead of building those 2 Marines, you could use those extra minerals to maybe build 2 or 3 more barracks. I mean, you can see here we're sitting on almost 700 minerals now. If you built 2 or 3 more barracks, then you could build 3 Marines at a time. Rather than sitting on those minerals and not using it. Again, you could also be producing some more SCVs. You could be expanding even with 400 minerals. You could be getting another command center. So just a few quick notes for refining the strategy, making it better, making it more effective. So we're going to be moving out now with our Marines and our 1 Thor. We do have a second Thor coming on the way. Another note too is that if you have an excess of SCVs, if you've been keeping up on your SCV production and you feel like you have a little bit more than you need, you can bring them with your Thors, and if you right click right here on this repair button, it's going to put your SCVs on auto repair. So basically what you do is you grab a bunch of SCVs, you put them on follow for your Thor, and then you put them on auto repair. And so what's going to happen is when the Thor's attacking, whenever they take damage, the SCVs will automatically repair it, and that's going to help basically increase their lifespan a great amount. So you can see here, Goht's going to be pushing out with these Thors and the Marines. The Marines are going to do a good job of mopping up any Zerglings, any of the smaller ground units, and the Thors just do massive damage to larger, heavier units as well as buildings. Zerglings managed to get a surround here. They're going to take down this 1 Thor, I believe. Nope, the Thor does live. Look at that. Thor lives to see another day. Now again, if you had SCVs here on auto repair, you would be able to fix up these Thors, no problem. Very beneficial, definitely something I suggest trying to do when you push out with mech units such as Thors, siege tanks, and Hellions. So pushing up here with these Thors, taking out the mineral line. Very good job. They're going to drop this Queen pretty quickly. Now he's got some Hydralisks coming, so that's a pretty scary force of Hydralisks right there. It's a pretty large amount, but Goht's doing an excellent job of making sure that his units here are rallied straight to the enemy player's base so that he can have some reinforcements. And because of those reinforcements, those Hydralisks weren't nearly as scary. They actually, those Hydralisks and those Zerglings that morphed could have taken out what he had in here if it wasn't for those supporting Marines and the Thor. So that right there could have been what won the game for him. So excellent job by Goht. So again, taking a look here at the strategy, we're just going with kind of a basic opener with that 10 supply and 12 barracks, getting that refinery, and then basically getting our Vespian guys are saturated and using all our Vespian early on in the game to try to pump out some Thors. Switching out with an attack, using those excess minerals on Marines to help deal with the smaller ground forces. And yeah, pretty decent strategy. Pretty interesting. I haven't really seen a Thor push in quite a long time. That's why boy, my words are all mumbo-jumbo today. That's why I selected this one. So yeah, thanks to Goht for sending us this video. Excellent strategy. Again, guys, this has been for StarCraft 2 Strategy, your #1 location for step-by-step strategy and tutorial videos. If you like what you see here, if you like what we do, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. Keep watching and keep owning, guys.